Hey, I'm Millz Lane,
And I'm Trap Gardner.
and this is American Culture.
American culture.
We will sit here and discuss current events, and our focus is on making sure we understand that all current events is relative, especially when you're dealing with American culture. So, this is the first time most of you guys are hearing from us, so we'll introduce ourselves. I'm Millz Lane again.
Trap Gardner.
Okay, we already established that, but we're going to talk a little bit more. We're from the Delaware Valley, Philadelphia area, so that's our base. Basically, we live, we men, we like women, we like cars, we like money, sports, all that. Anything that an alpha can do, we down with it.
Yes.
So the first thing we're going to do is get into our first topic is Delaware is the first state to fully ban child marriage.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's 2018. We are the first state banning child marriage.
What's so messed up about that is that I always thought that, I don't know, I never knew somebody was a child marriage except one person. And
Who? R. Kelly?
no, it was a personal friend of mine.
Okay.
That I knew that she was actually married as a child. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's cool.
And I thought that the practice was been over with. I didn't know they still did that in America, but I guess they do. Wow. So you saying the reason why they didn't lock R. Kelly up before is because maybe he was married to that girl legally in some state?
Yeah, he was actually married to Aaliyah legally. And he wrote a song for her that she sung called Age Ain't Nothing But a Number.
Really?
Yes.
And how old was she?
When we first started hearing about Aaliyah, she was around 15 years old.
So he had married her before or after her 15th birthday?
I think it was before. I'm not 100% sure on that, but let me get into this.
Damn, anyway.
Delaware has become the first state in the nation to completely ban marriage for anyone under 18. Democratic Governor Jim Carney on Wednesday signed into law the measure that makes it illegal for minors to get married, even if their parents approve. Previously, anyone can get married in the state at any age with a judge's approval. Supporters say the bill is an important step to protect children from being forced to marry someone against their will, citing human trafficking. Opponents raise concerns that the law could have implications beyond forced marriages, citing religions that traditionally allow followers to marry young. So the state health records show 200 minors in Delaware were married between the years of 2000 and 2011, and nearly all of them were girls.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean,
So you can still do that in Pennsylvania?
you can do that in 49 states.
Wait a minute, hold on. You can do that in California?
Yes.
Them free-thinking motherfuckers in California, y'all still got shit going
Those
on like
free-thinking
that?
motherfuckers.
Wow. Oh, them the Hollywood motherfuckers too, right?
And kid talk to their parents, and if their parents is high or all up in life, and say, "Hey, well, what's wrong? Yeah, go ahead and go out there, and you know what? You want to be married? You can learn to not want to be married."
But that's what really is about what's maddening is about, just totally maddening about this, right? Is that I still was a child when I was like in my 20s, to tell the truth.
Wow.
You know, hadn't had no business marrying nobody. Even at that age, I didn't have no business marrying nobody until I was like maybe 30, 35. The real deal is marrying people early and give me a chance to like be free, you know, for a little bit.
So you're saying from a maturity standpoint?
Yeah, you know, I'm like trying to like live, right? And I'm a teenager and I'm married, and what I'm gonna do? What am I gonna do?
Come on, American culture. We put a gun in an 18-year-old's hand and tell him to fight for his country.
But see, that's different. When you put a heart in your hand, you have to be subtle about that shit. So it's a difference.
I mean, but in an American culture standpoint, we've
Oh,
had
no, I agree
people-
with you 100%.
We've had Americans that have famously married young. How about the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley?
Yeah, he did marry a chick with
Yeah,
pretty
he
young.
married Priscilla when she was about 14, maybe.
She might have been a little older than that. Yeah, I don't know. But I know she was young.
So it's part of the culture. Just saying, you know, American culture, guys.
Yeah.
We're talking about how one state,
They said no more.
one of the small states, the first state, of course, but it said no more,
No more.
based on human trafficking. Is like gave them a reason to stop people under 18 getting married.
Y'all, so, but there's still a lot of this. And I mean, when I think about it, listen, when you're 18 years old and you say you want to get married, right? I don't really think they should allow 18-year-olds to get married. I think they should make them at least, you gotta be at least like 30 years old. I'm telling you,
Man, 21 or something maybe.
Nah.
At least 21. Legal drinking age. I mean,
Well,
because if you're gonna be married, you can't drink. Whoo, you got a tough marriage. I'm just gonna tell you off the top. But
wait, hold it. I've been married and I couldn't drink. I wasn't old enough to drink. You know what I mean? Like, oh, what the fuck? Yeah. Drinking champagne ain't illegal. You know what I mean?
that's true. But
whatever.
But I'm just looking at it from a standpoint of you're gonna be married.
You say 21, huh?
I mean, it's better than 18 in my mind based on
Well, what's
life
wrong?
experience.
See, I'll tell you now. See, I'm an old head now. See, I'm an old head. And I know.
I'm sorry, but the whole country doesn't care
with old head.
how old somebody is when they get married right now.
That's the whole thing. What I'm trying to say.
We should be
right?
applauding Delaware right now.
I'm
for
like
being
this.
progressive.
I'm really saying that Delaware, you have to give your applause to Delaware. They stopped something that should not be going down. But I just think that they should have raised the marriage age and been higher than that. You know what I mean? It should have went up. It should have went up. Should have went up at least to 30.
Well, I mean, you know, one of the things we're dealing with in American culture now is there are less and less people getting married. Basically, people are watching their parents crumbling, failing marriages, and they're giving up on marriage altogether.
Well, see,
this millennial generation is not getting married as fast as previous generations were getting married. So
they're going to catch up. They're going to catch up. You watch. Because, you know what? See, when you're moving fast like the millennials, as you say, they are the ones that are finishing schools and going into careers and trying and getting that dough now.
Okay.
And, you know, and still getting the party on, because they are not marrying and having children early. They doing it later than what you call. They're gonna do it. They're gonna do all that stuff. They're gonna get married and have children and all that good stuff. But right now they after that cheddar. You know what I mean?
I can't blame them. You're gonna need cheddar in this
and then,
administration.
You know what the really bad thing about it is? It's like, man, the freedom that women have today is like a lot more. You know what I mean? But then you hear about some whack ass shit of telling a woman when she could be married. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, motherfucker want to marry a child. You know what I mean? Not even a woman, a child, and make it legally in the state. But you locking motherfuckers up for that shit too, right? So it's like, wait a minute, hold up.
You mean statutory rape?
Yeah. If you run to the justice of the peace before, you know what I mean, and say, okay, listen. That rich dude up in Montgomery County, he did that shit, right? When he took and married, it might have been Bucks County too. But anyway, that guy.
And these are counties in Pennsylvania.
He married that one sister. They said they gifted the child to him. And he married that one. That was the older sister. And they gifted the rest of their daughters to him and shit.
Oh, so these are the parents. So if you Googled up parents that gifted their children to this man in Pennsylvania, that story will pop up. And
yeah, but he actually married the older sister, but she was like, what? When he married her, like, I don't know. But I thought that, hey, after that, they're just going to stop that bullshit. But I guess apparently they have. Only Delaware stood up to the world and said, you know what? This can't be. You know what I mean?
And it's American culture, because basically, when you start looking at states like Utah that were heavily Mormon states, where some of the things that happen in Utah as far as plural marriage, and it's not like, to me, I have no problem with plural marriage.
No, me neither.
I think it's a lifestyle, but when the plural marriage consists of under 18, I then become having an issue. I turn into Delaware.
Issue, man.
I turn into Delaware on that one. I'm like, I don't really, but it's part of American culture to deal with.
Right.
A baseball player, Pete Rose. Last year we started hearing about Pete Rose having wanting to have affairs with 16-year-olds or 15-year-olds, and he was like, well, I was in this state, so it's not against the law. We had that issue. Of course, we mentioned R. Kelly earlier. The fellow that was running for Senate in Alabama, remember that guy? Was it Roy Moore?
Years and years.
I think his name was Roy Moore. I hope I'm getting his name right. Roy chasing the kids around in the mall. Dude, man, I got a teenage daughter.
But
my daughter running around in the mall, and grown men trying to, hey, you want to get married?
But his career started real early. You know what I mean? But, like I said, this is American culture. It's like, okay, you could have a man say, yeah, well, I grabbed him by the butt and get elected. So I don't have to call no names. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
So you want to
he got elected. She's so crazy, right? And then, like I said, it's kind of funny when people throw what you call them up on you.
What's what you call them, man?
Excuse me. When people throw dirt up on you, right?
Okay.
And you trying to brush this shit off. You get dirt thrown on you. You're like, oh, man. The culture of America is the strong do the weak. That's what they do. And the money that these people spend on a lot of dumb shit and time they spend on dumb shit when they could be like doing what Delaware did. You know what I mean? Raise the age of marriage in 30 years.
All right, so look, we're gonna wrap up this point. Do you have any final thoughts? I know you want a 30-year-old marriage law.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, listen. And my thought is, I stand behind Delaware with their progressive action to raise the age to 18.
That was a damn good idea.
I'm ashamed of my country for not having that as a law, based on what we know about the harming that happens to children under the age of 18 on a daily basis. So I'm glad that Delaware is taking that first step, and I hope, like dominoes, all the states fall in line.
And in closing tonight, I just want to, like,
this story.
The people that in Washington, right? You know, the country, you know, the big country thing in Washington, D.C. Them guys actually put that in there about how young girls can be forced to marry men of old age or whatever age and shit, right? And he actually was like trolling I think it was Iraq or Iran back then, I don't know, one of them. He was trolling them, talking about, over there, man, that ain't right. We do the same thing in America. Mm-hmm.
So,
wow, American culture, huh?
So that was our local story, and we would take a quick break, but we're just gonna look at you for like 2 seconds, and then we'll get going on the next story. Okay, so that was our local story. The next story is going to be a national story. It involves the state of Hawaii. Paoa, Hawaii. We're basically going to talk about what could happen with the current volcano that has erupted in Hawaii. If Hawaii's Kilauea volcano blows its top in the coming days or weeks, as experts fear, it could hurl ash and boulders the size of refrigerators miles into the air, shutting down airline traffic and endangering lives in all directions, scientists say. If it goes up, it will come down, said Charles Mandenville, volcano hazards coordinator for the United States Geological Survey. You don't want to be underneath anything that weighs 10 tons when it's coming out at 120 miles an hour. So we're talking about nature. It's nature.
It does that shit.
This is Earth.
Yup.
If you believe in God, it's God's Earth. If you don't believe in God, it's science's Earth. Everything that's made is made. We don't, especially a volcano, I don't know where that comes from. Well, it comes from the Earth. That's part of the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't get mad at a volcano. You really, you can get concerned about a volcano, but you can't stop a volcano. I know people think you can stop weather or things of that nature. Not really.
No, not really. And a volcano is a bad thing, man. I'm telling you, it's a thing spitting out fire, burning some ashes. You know what I'm saying?
So if you are religious, Volcano is the equivalent of what some would call hell. I mean, it's like molten hot lava.
Burning your ass.
Burning. And you're lucky when it gets to the point where it's just moving slowly.
Creeping and shit, snaking along.
And people,
that's cool. You know what I mean?
I noticed a lot of people were trying to take pictures.
Were they?
Yes.
Oh.
And
none of them got caught, did they?
Well, we won't know until after it stops and we see that body just still of ash. It's like, oh,
that's so.
That's the guy that went to go take the pictures of the volcano.
Yeah, because you remember the people that took the pictures down there, that joint
what is it?
over there at Mount St. Helens, and you know what I mean. When that went up and shit, it didn't it just exploded and shit. Boom!
Wow.
And mud, water, and all kinds of shit came out of there, man. But I tell you one thing, not a lot of people came out of there alive that was caught.
That's sad.
And a certain that fuck them up.
Yeah, I mean it's hot. This is like super hot.
And it didn't. You know what? One thing I could say about the Hawaiian thing is, that shit like red hot, baby, hot, right out the bottom of the earth or wherever the hell it come from. But it not only does it come out of there hot like that, and it's moving. And they said, well, I'm trying to figure out. It was like, well, if it hit water, and before it get to where it stopped at, that's when it's gonna really start spitting some shit out. But
when the water calms it down, right?
Well,
I mean,
if it's enough water, but that's if it hit the sea. But what if it hits a nice pond or something?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Or a little lake. Then you had a rock. Trust me. Big rock.
I know that it took volcanoes to erupt a long time ago in order to create those islands. So
right. Well, they was right on top of they was like, okay, listen, this is a volcano, right? Volcano comes straight up, and you see it come straight up, and then, all right, then they have like little bits of land around it, you know. You know what I mean? So they built their volcano, like the people that down in Florida that build this shit on the beach. They built their houses around that volcano.
Building around the volcano.
Yeah.
Building around, and then you said building around beaches.
Yeah, well, they did, you know, the Pompeii thing down in Hawaii. That's the Pompeii thing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I heard of Pompeii.
You heard of Pompeii? Wait a minute, did you hear about Pompeii before? Listen, let me ask you a question. Okay, so if you live on the beach, right, and the hurricane come get you, right, you laying back and shit, you know what I mean? Oh, you hauled ass and left that house. Then you get insurance, right? But you know what? It's like almost a sure thing that you're going to get banged, right? So say you get a house, right, and it's worth $200,000, $300,000, right? But you get like $2 million insurance on it, right? But you have to pay extra because you got one insurance. You probably have to use more than one insurance company, right? I guess. But that's how they probably do it, right? Because why in the hell would you build somewhere? Listen,
because scientists have said that this eruption that happened 100 years ago, it shouldn't happen for another 200 years. So you should be gone before the next eruption.
Really?
You ever hear of, especially we hear this a lot in New Jersey, when it starts raining real hard, all of a sudden like an area just floods. And they're like, oh, this is a 50 years flood.
That's bullshit. Because if it's a 50-year flood, it should happen every 50 years, right? Well, that's a bunch of bullshit because I can tell you right now.
You would think in American culture, how much attention we pay to detail, surveying would be at more of a premium. People go to school to learn surveying, civil engineering, things of that nature. But behind all of that is America's need for capital and money. So if I have a piece of land and it just happens to be 20 feet below sea level, it's still my land, and I need to figure out what to do with this land.
Wait a minute, hold it. Is this land on the coast?
Even better, say it's in New Orleans, Louisiana, 9th Ward.
Really? Wow. So
Well, I know who I'm going to make. No, I'm going to request to have this land set up for some people to live there.
really?
Maybe they don't have a whole lot of money.
Well, see, listen. Okay, you could live there, but you had to have like a boathouse to live there. Okay, you could stay there, hooked up. Yeah, I guess you got ways of doing that, but you got to do boathouse thing, man. Because you know what? You're gonna be floating, motherfuckers. Yeah. Oh wait, hold on.
I mean, at least know how to swim.
Well, yeah, everybody should know how to swim, of course.
I felt
But if
bad.
you're gonna put a house there, if you're gonna put it out, they still got to live somewhere. So I'm saying, hey, listen, why you want to keep New Orleans on dry land when it won't stay on dry land? Not long enough for dry land to, listen, stop fighting nature. Everybody living got to get a boathouse.
But it's capitalism. It's land. I know it's a big old country,
But
and
you know what?
we have needs. We need to spend money. We need to make money. So if I need to make money, and I brought this piece of land, I need to develop it.
And you know what's so ironic about that? The volcano in Hawaii is making land. And kids there, New Orleans, taking land away, taking it back.
And that takes away the land. When the sea rises, takes away land.
Yeah, because you know what? I'm looking forward when I look over and I see the ocean from my house. You know what I mean?
That's selfish.
Well, I was thinking this shit, well, I could just be like them cats. You know what I mean? Make some money too. You said this American culture, right? All right. Them cats is actually making money off of that. The builders make money putting the house together on the beach, right?
Right.
Okay. Then the insurance company make money. The people that sell paint make money. The construction company, everybody make money building this shit that you know sooner or later. I don't know how soon or how later. That's up in the man's upstairs thing. That's his duty. But it's gonna wipe that shit out.
So according to current housing trends, beachfront property will make you more money. So I guess when your house becomes beachfront property, it will be more valuable.
Yeah, but then I'm gonna get it too sooner or later too. You know what I mean?
But
I mean, say if you got a house and it's a generational house, right? So your grandfather built the house, right? How many of them houses still where they were originally at, or if they still exist at all? Did they take the house and move it back or whatever? You know what I mean? You could look at those records there, houses that's not there no more, and figure out that all up and down the coast, the East Coast, for sure, you ain't got no business building on the ocean. You got
and people think they're getting slick when they build a house on the side of a hill too.
Oh, that's a dumbass motherfucker.
Hashtag mudslide.
Yeah. Yeah. What's that joint?
And people, I mean, now if you build your
And
house,
there be some expensive shit too, right? And I be like, yo, motherfucker, I guess he had insurance and shit.
you can build your house on a mountaintop too.
Oh, that's really a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
That's a real fucking bad idea. You'd be easier to build a fucking house on the moon than to build a house on the side of a hill. Because I'm going to tell you something about all hills. They all come down eventually. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, if you're trying to build a generational house, you know what I mean? You wouldn't build it on no fucking side of a fucking hill, mountain top, near a goddamn volcano. Okay. Goddamn, people. It's a volcano. This motherfucker been huffing and puffing for years. You know what I mean? You build a house and shit. Well, the
There's stories of people who build houses in the Midwest, and let's just call it Tornado Alley.
Well, that's a design flaw. It's a design flaw from the what you call them? The colonists. I mean, excuse me, I'm sorry.
Colonists.
Okay. See, the Native America, they when they got there, the natives lived on the plains. It was natives out there on the plains. It was cool. They was just chilling, and they didn't notice how they built stuff. Okay, so and that little TP shit didn't work down in there, and them woods down there and shit. You know what I mean? But they had a different kind of hut, and the people that came after them, and the explorers when they came and shit.
The colonists.
When they showed up, they didn't notice how they had built them houses, they little huts or whatever you want to call them, and so therefore when they started building these flat places in the windlands, they basically opened themselves up to being smashed by a tornado. Tornado is a really what you call them device. You know what I'm saying? I can't show you here, but I've seen them, and I've seen them on land, and I've seen them over water, and then I've seen with the people around this area call them when the water spins down and water like that, like a big body of water, like the Schuylkill. I've seen it done.
Creates that cyclone effect.
Yeah, cyclone effects and shit, and then they start to calm down, and you looking at it like, okay. And
we're gonna have a drinking game for every time he says what you call him.
Oh, okay, we'll stop there. So anyway, like I said, those the ones in the water actually show it better than the one on land because you can't see it.
True.
You can't see it because people become blind of the objects they see in the world. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, if you're in one city from another city, whatever, the architecture might be different and all that, but you can become blind of where you at and where you trying to build. Okay? Like, once again, New Orleans, simple solution. Boat houses, cut the lake loose, and everybody build boat houses, whatever. Y'all got to do a few things, but it's not a big thing.
Yes, you like the French Quarter, but we're going to have to turn New Orleans into Venice, Italy.
Simple as that.
Yeah. You ever see the movie The Revenant?
I've seen some of it. I didn't like that movie a lot.
Okay, in the beginning of the movie, DiCaprio, let's just say he's representing the colonizer.
Yeah.
They're fighting with the Aboriginals. Most folks call them natives. I call them Aboriginals.
People that own the land.
Yeah,
so
they're fighting with them, and it just reminds me of the extremes in American culture to set up shop in dangerous territories.
All the time.
So, in conclusion, do you have any final thoughts on this story?
Well, or the people in Hawaii, I pray for all of you. And I hope y'all make it up out of there. And don't be building no shit on no damn fuck, man. I mean, don't do it. This shit's a bad idea.
And
you know what I mean? Yeah. New Orleans, boat houses. And down there on the shore there, all the way up the eastern coast and the sea coast, man, I'm telling you, stop building them fucking houses, man. They're gonna float the fuck away. Beachfront property. They just keep moving back and back. You know what I mean? I know somebody had a swamp back there one time. She was like, way back there.
Wow.
100 miles back. Now it's beachfront property.
And in conclusion, on my end, it's just, it's tragic that some may lose lives,
Some may
some
lose
may
lives.
lose their belongings, but
Their belongings,
a lot
wedding
of
rings.
a lot of material is material.
Oh.
I think your life is more important, and
Yeah.
just hope that you can get some part of Earth that doesn't have to deal with volcanoes
Yeah, that shit, the
or
hot shit.
sea
You know what I'm talking about? The hot shit.
or tornadoes.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that too.
Some
right?
people will, and even to end it, some people would rather live in these environments than have to deal with city life.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And like the southern people, I understand that. Yeah, you don't know nothing about shoveling no snow. But, and then not even shoveling snow. More than that, it's like the wardrobe changes and shit. You know what I'm saying? How I looked in the wintertime and how I look now. You know what I mean? All kinds of crazy shit going on up in this cool shit.
All right. Sounds good. So we'll take a quick break while we just stare at you for a couple of seconds while we start the next topic. Basically, in my mind, you just take a break and then the break's over and then you get into the next one.
And what's the next one?
Okay. So we've done our local story. We've done our national story. Now we're going international. And even international stories involve American culture.
So
this is about the Iran deal.
Oh, yeah.
That
That's a good one.
President Trump is pulling out of the Iran deal. He does not like the core of the deal. I believe he's not going to hesitate to try to create a new deal because he understands the importance of having some type of deal there. But to pull out of the one that was created by former President Barack Obama it gets us skeptical because what it could do to us internationally. So
Us?
I say us because us is like U.S. put together.
Oh. Damn.
So what to know? Basically, Trump's decision means Iran's government must now decide whether to follow the U.S. and withdraw or try to salvage what's left of the deal. The 2015 pact itself does not contain any provisions for leaving, but Trump said he will be instituting the highest level of sanctions.
Really?
So yeah, punishing them for following the deal they signed.
Okay, and you said the deal was a bad deal, huh?
Many in Iran are deeply concerned about how Trump's decision could affect the already struggling economy. And it's just a blurb about what happened in 2015.
So he could go and sit down and talk and eat and drink with Fat Boy.
He's referring to North Korean leader Kim Jong-un.
Yeah, Kim Jong-un.
And I did not throw shade